Chapter 12, Unseen Shadows. 2 weeks had passed since the day Sasuke struck down Danzo, one of his most challenging adversaries. The 5-year-old boy, belying his tender age with the wisdom in his eyes, quietly navigated through the peaceful streets of Konoha, still relishing the taste of that hard-fought victory. It was a memory fresh in his mind, a thrilling conquest that showed him the weight of his mission. Finding a quiet corner in his family's compound, Sasuke unrolled a small, well-worn piece of parchment. Names of individuals crossed out marked his victories, their significance not lost on him. He chuckled lightly, addressing the voice within him. Well, Naruto, Kabuto, and Danzo were just the start. Bigger challenges lie ahead. The voice of his comrade echoed within his mind. Yeah, those guys were tough, Sasuke, but we've got bigger fish to fry. Nodding, Sasuke scrutinized the list. Our victories so far won't mean much if we don't tackle the more significant threats, he murmured, conviction filling his voice. We have to be prepared for the larger battles. Under the tranquil glow of the moon, the young warrior, hiding in the shadows, planned his future battles. He was ready to face whatever lay ahead, and his journey was only beginning. With the scent of ink and parchment hanging in the air, Sasuke sat in his dimly lit room, a weighty silence enveloping him. Spread out before him was a large scroll, the parchment textured and aged, filled with lines of his neat handwriting. Each name, each inked letter, represented a potential catastrophe, a threat to the hidden leaf village and the unforgiving world they inhabited. Baki, also known as the Wind Scythe from the Sand Village, Sasuke began, his voice steady, reverberating within the confines of the room. During the future Chunin exams, his alliance with Orochimaru led to an invasion on the leaf, causing turmoil and significant loss. His finger moved down the list, stopping at a particularly familiar name. Zabuza Momochi, the infamous demon of the hidden mist. His actions played a significant role in promoting the rise of rogue ninjas, resulting in widespread instability within the 5 great nations. His gaze then shifted to another threat from the sand. And then we have Gaara, the youngest Jinchuriki of the One Tail. His uncontrollable rage during the future Chunin exams led to a devastating attack on the leaf. Sasuke paused for a moment before continuing. Orochimaru, one of the legendary Sannin, his ambitions of immortality led him to conduct inhumane experiments and to continually seek the destruction of the leaf. And the Raikage? Naruto interjected, his voice tinged with worry. Yes, the 4th Raikage, Sasuke answered, looking at the name written in ink. The Hidden Cloud, under his command, made several attempts to capture Hinata to obtain the Byakugan. His aggressive policies have often put the leaf at risk. Naruto's concern was palpable even in the silence that followed. Sasuke couldn't help but chuckle lightly, a brief respite from the gravity of their conversation. I know, Naruto. These are powerful, dangerous individuals. But remember, it's about having the knowledge, not immediately acting on it. With a deep sigh, Sasuke rolled up the scroll, tucking it away securely. The task before him was daunting, the threats significant, and the stakes high. But with knowledge came power, the power to alter the course of the future, one step at a time. He was but a 5-year-old boy, armed with the wisdom of an experienced shinobi, preparing to face the storms that awaited. The night was still young, and there was much to be done. As dusk fell and the Uchiha household sat down for their evening meal, the ambience was as calm and peaceful as it could be. Laughter and easy banter filled the room, the comforting scent of home-cooked food wafting through the air, uniting the family at the end of a long day. Yet, as Sasuke held his gaze steady on Fugaku, a subtle shift was about to disrupt this serene tableau. Father, he began, voice steady but somber. I don't want to be a ninja. The statement cut through the cozy atmosphere like a kunai, leaving Fugaku choking on his tea in disbelief. "What?" he stammered out, spluttering as he struggled to grasp his son's shocking revelation. "Sasuke, you're joking, right?" Meeting his father's disbelieving stare with unflinching resolve, Sasuke replied, "No, I'm serious, father. I want to be a merchant. I want to see the world, meet different people, experience diverse cultures. Being a ninja, it limits me." Internally, Sasuke explained his thoughts further to Naruto. "Being a ninja confines me to the village. If I leave, I'll be marked as a rogue. But as a merchant, I can travel freely. As long as I pay the necessary taxes, I can go anywhere and get to my targets." The surprised voice of Naruto echoed in his mind. "Are you sure about this, Sasuke? This is a big step." "Your family." Sasuke interrupted, "I know, Naruto. But remember, it's about having the knowledge, not immediately acting on it." A thunderous silence filled the room as Fugaku, flustered and clearly upset, abruptly stood. His chair scraped harshly against the floor, mirroring the harshness of the reality he was now facing. Every Uchiha has been a trained ninja for generations. "It's our way, our pride," Fugaku argued, his voice heavy with emotion. "Come with me, Sasuke," Fugaku commanded, leaving no room for disagreement. He strode out of the dining room, Sasuke falling in step behind him. The storm was brewing, and it was time to face the squall. Taking his son out to the familiar training grounds behind their house, Fugaku drew a deep breath. The tranquil expanse of the backyard, usually a place of fond memories, was now tainted with the distressing discussion at hand. "Father," Sasuke began, but his father cut him off. "Let me show you, Sasuke, the merits of being a ninja." Without further ado, Fugaku molded his chakra, inhaling a deep breath before exhaling a strong fireball jutsu, aiming it towards the peaceful lake at the backyard's edge. The fireball jutsu, a signature move of the Uchiha, was impressive and beautiful in its destructive power, but Sasuke remained unimpressed. "That's it?" he questioned, stepping forward. "I can do that too." Concentrating, Sasuke repeated his father's movements, but his fireball was larger, brighter, and far more potent. The lake water hissed and evaporated as it came into contact with the intense heat of Sasuke's fireball. "Being a ninja won't teach me anything new. I'll be restricted under the Hokage's command. I won't be able to travel freely without special permission. I'll be reduced to a mere tool for the Leaf Village," Sasuke reasoned, his words heavy with the weight of their truth. Fugaku, still reeling from the show of Sasuke's prowess, knew words wouldn't cut it anymore. He fell into a defensive stance, eyes mirroring the unyielding determination of his son. "Show me how powerful you've become, Sasuke. Let's spar." And so, as the sun set and the moon took its place in the sky, the backyard transformed into an arena of father and son, poised for a battle that would mark the turning point of their lives. The quiet night air buzzed with tension as they prepared for the spar, the outcome of which could change everything. The sparring match began with a volley of strong attacks from Sasuke. A powerful punch aimed at Fugaku, deflected smoothly by the elder Uchiha. A high kick from Sasuke, blocked with a swift move. Another spinning kick, dodged by Fugaku's precise footwork. "Is that all you've got, Sasuke? Don't hold back," Fugaku goaded, grinning slightly despite the tension. "You want me to get serious, father?" Sasuke retorted, a glint in his eyes. With that, he charged forward again, his movements becoming a blur. A swift kick landed, catching Fugaku off guard. A punch, quicker than before, connected before Fugaku could react. "Wow, son, those strikes are too fast for me to block or avoid," Fugaku admitted, slightly winded. "However, we Uchihas have a dojutsu known as Sharingan. This is our unique ability." With that, Fugaku's eyes transformed, revealing the distinctive swirling pattern of the Uchiha Sharingan. "With this, I will be able to see your faster movements. Now come at me, Sasuke." Sasuke smirked, his eyes mirroring his father's as he activated his own Sharingan. Fugaku looked on, shocked. He hadn't expected Sasuke to be so advanced. "Damn," he muttered under his breath, "how far has this boy come? He might be as skilled as Itachi." As they prepared to continue the spar, the Uchiha compound was filled with an electric tension. This was no longer a simple training exercise. It was a clash of wills, a test of resolve. The future of the Uchiha clan rested on the outcome of this spar. And so, under the light of the moon, the battle resumed. Their spar intensified, the quiet of the night punctuated by the sounds of their clashing fists and the quiet rush of their movements. Both Sasuke and Fugaku held back at first, but as each of them progressively revealed their true power, the match escalated. It was no longer a father-son spar, but a contest between two formidable Uchihas. Amid the tumult of their match, they continued their conversation. "Sasuke," Fugaku began, his tone serious even as he narrowly dodged a high kick, "why don't you want to be a ninja? You have such great potential. In many ways, you already are a ninja." Sasuke's eyes blazed with determination as he countered his father's attacks. "I don't want to blindly follow the Hokage's orders. We Uchiha are treated like outcasts. We're not respected, not valued. They didn't even allow us to use our Sharingan to stop the Ninetales attack all those years ago." At Sasuke's words, Fugaku paused, taken aback. A dawning realization washed over him. Sasuke didn't have an issue with being a ninja. It was the role of the ninja, especially within the Leaf Village, that he objected to. "I want to protect the village, father," Sasuke said, his voice resolute, "but not under the Hokage's command." Fugaku was silent for a moment, processing his son's words. His eyes softened as he looked at Sasuke. "My boy," he said, a tinge of sadness in his voice, "this is a lot for me to take in, but I understand. You still want to be a ninja, but not in the way this village defines it." As the realization settled in, a newfound respect for Sasuke dawned in Fugaku's eyes. Their spar continued, but the tension had ebbed away. Father and son, bound by blood and now, by a shared understanding. The tension in the training ground dissipated, replaced by an air of camaraderie between father and son. Fugaku, no longer bristling with anger, was curious to witness the extent of his son's abilities. "Sasuke," he said, a hint of excitement in his voice, "show me your strongest attack." A spark of humor twinkled in Sasuke's eyes. "I can't, father. Our training field is too close to our home. Unless you don't mind our house getting destroyed?" He quirked an eyebrow, a mischievous grin spreading on his face. Fugaku laughed heartily at his son's reasoning. "We can always move to the forest if safety is a concern," he suggested, matching his son's playful tone. However, Sasuke quickly shot him a fearful glance. "I refuse," he replied firmly. Confused, Fugaku asked, "Why, what's the matter?" Sasuke hesitated before replying, "Wild boars attack me." Fugaku blinked, taken aback, then burst into laughter. Realizing that despite his power and maturity, Sasuke was still just a 5-year-old boy with his own little fears, the humor of the situation wasn't lost on him. The night ended on a high note, a shared chuckle echoing in the Uchiha training field under the tranquil night sky. Chapter 14, Calm Before the Storm. It was another day at the Ninja Academy for Sasuke, but unlike any other. He was now 7 years old, a year older than when he began his journey into the past, and wiser beyond his years. As he walked back home, his mind was elsewhere, preoccupied with grim thoughts. Tomorrow was the fated day of the Uchiha massacre and the planned coup. Though he had successfully eliminated Danzo, the imminent threat of the massacre was far from over. The signs were all too clear: hushed whispers, veiled faces, the undercurrent of tension seeping through the cracks of normalcy in the Uchiha compound. Sasuke had observed his father closely, noting the subtle signs of worry and determination etched in his features. It was clear that Fugaku was still planning the coup. Even Itachi, who Sasuke had been tailing for the past few days, was showing signs of distress. Sasuke knew that his brother had severed ties with Root, but Itachi's strained silence spoke volumes. As the night fell, the Uchiha family gathered for dinner. Amid the familiar clatter of utensils and comforting aroma of home-cooked food, Sasuke couldn't ignore the tense undercurrent. His father's deep-set worry, visible in his usually stoic eyes, solidified Sasuke's suspicions. He decided that it was time to address the elephant in the room. Turning to his father, Sasuke broke the uneasy silence. "Father, is everything okay?" The words echoed in the room, marking the start of a confrontation that would decide the fate of the Uchiha clan. Mikoto, Fugaku's wife and Sasuke's mother, busied herself with the meal, doing her best to keep the atmosphere light, all the while knowing the weight of the conversation unfolding. Itachi, although not directly involved in the coup, sensed the tension and was alert to his brother's words. Fugaku, taken aback by Sasuke's boldness, hesitated before responding. He had always admired his younger son's wisdom and, over the years, had grown to trust it. Now was no different. "What would you have me do about the Uchiha's current predicament, Sasuke?" he asked, his voice carrying a tone of earnest curiosity. Sasuke looked at his father, meeting his gaze firmly. "The treatment we are receiving is unjust, yes, but there is little we can do about it at the moment. The answer lies not in us, but in our children." Fugaku furrowed his brows, a little confused. "What do you mean, Sasuke?" Sasuke took a deep breath before continuing. "Father, you have the strength to become the Hokage, but the fear and distrust towards our clan prevent that from becoming a reality. It's time you started trusting your children. Trust that we can change things for the better. Pass on the reins to us. I intend to become the leader of the Uchiha clan and steer us towards a better future." Fugaku was taken aback, the corners of his eyes glistening. You want to lead the Uchiha clan, Sasuke?" he choked out, the words hanging heavy in the air. Sasuke nodded, his resolve unshaken. "Yes, father. Itachi has his own path, one where he could potentially become Hokage when the time is right. That responsibility will rest on my shoulders. I will ensure our children, our future, are taken care of." Fugaku's stern expression softened, realizing his oversight. He had been so consumed by the present that he had neglected to consider the future, the potential his children held. This conversation would surely continue, shaping the destiny of the Uchiha clan. "Father, I know about the coup." "Itachi does as well," Sasuke confessed, meeting his father's startled gaze with calm resolve. His eyes flickered towards Itachi, who returned the look with silent acknowledgement. Itachi broke the silence. "Is that why you have been following me for the past few days, Sasuke?" Sasuke gave him a slight nod in response. "Father," Sasuke continued, his voice earnest, "your decision may seem like the right thing to do now, but it could jeopardize our future. A future where I lead the Uchiha clan, where Itachi becomes the Hokage. Look at the children in school, they are untainted by hate and prejudice. Itachi and I can guide them towards a better future. Please, trust in us. Trust in your children." Fugaku's eyes widened, his stern facade crumbling as tears welled up in his eyes. "When did you become so wise, Sasuke?" he managed to say, his voice choked with emotion. Sasuke didn't stop there, and father, you should know this. If you go ahead with this coup, I will stand in your way. I will protect the leaf, even if it means going against you. Before Fugaku could respond, Itachi stepped forward, joining his brother. I will stand with Sasuke, he stated firmly, his eyes never leaving their father's. Fugaku sat there, speechless, taking in the united front his sons presented. The reality of their words resonated deeply within him. The cycle of hate and distrust needed to end, and it seemed his sons were ready to shoulder that responsibility. He finally understood the future was in safe hands. His children were ready to take on the mantle, ready to lead towards a future full of hope. The next morning, Sasuke woke up to an unexpected yet soothing sound silence. There was no chaos, no violence, no coup. His heart skipped a beat as he realized the significance of this tranquility. His clan was still alive. He had done it. He had averted the imminent massacre, stopped the coup, and even managed to eliminate threats like Danzo and the village elders. Jumping out of his bed, Sasuke excitedly rushed to his window, yanking the curtains apart. Sure enough, outside, the Uchiha compound was as peaceful as it could be. There were children laughing as they chased each other around the garden, adults chatting amiably, the usual early morning sights and sounds of a typical day. Relief washed over him, and he found himself chuckling. Suddenly, he felt a mental nudge, and Naruto's voice resonated in his head. Hey, Sasuke, you did it. You saved your clan. Sasuke grinned. Yeah, Naruto, we did it. As the reality of their success sunk in, Sasuke couldn't help but laugh, a mixture of relief, accomplishment, and a pinch of disbelief. Then, a thought crossed his mind, making his laughter louder. Naruto, you realize what this means, right? What? Naruto's confused voice echoed in his mind. I finally have a valid excuse to not attend the Ninja Academy today. Sasuke chuckled, looking forward to the surprised reactions of his family. After all, preventing a massacre was a pretty good reason to skip school, wasn't it? As Sasuke strolled down the familiar path leading to his childhood home, his thoughts were deeply engaged in the multitude of plans and contingencies he needed to consider. Saving the village wasn't a task he could handle single-handedly. He'd need allies, people he could trust, a team. His progress so far had laid some essential groundwork. He was on the path to becoming the leader of the Uchiha clan, an aspiration that would grant him significant influence and authority within his community. His father's growing trust was a testament to his hard work and was a firm step towards that goal. Looking towards Itachi's room within their family home, he contemplated his elder brother's role in his grand scheme. Itachi, in Sasuke's vision, had to ascend to the position of Hokage, acting as a beacon of hope and trust for the entire village. That goal seemed distant for now, but the groundwork had been laid. The unity between the brothers was a promising start. Beyond his family matters, Sasuke knew he needed to focus on Naruto. The young boy was a crucial piece of the puzzle, a veritable powerhouse of chakra and spirit waiting to be honed and nurtured. Training Naruto was the immediate goal on their agenda. Turning his thoughts inward, Sasuke addressed the voice in his head. Naruto, you're up next, he declared with resolve. We're going to make you stronger, build you up to face whatever comes our way. Our mission depends on it. A sensation of warmth spread within him, signaling Naruto's agreement. The journey ahead was daunting, but with Naruto and Itachi by his side, Sasuke felt a burgeoning confidence. It was time to assemble their team. Team 7 had a mission, and they were just at the starting line. The future awaited them, and they were ready to shape it. Arriving at the academy, the air was filled with an infectious excitement. The chatter of aspiring young shinobi echoed through the corridors, each one eager and restless for the day ahead. Sasuke, however, was a portrait of serene focus amidst this sea of exuberance. A certain sense of déjà vu washed over him as his eyes landed on a familiar face, the sight of unruly blonde hair and whiskered cheeks. It was Naruto Uzumaki. "Look at you, you noisy little brat," Sasuke's internal voice, belonging to the adult Naruto, couldn't help but comment. Sasuke merely grunted in reply, "And you haven't changed one bit." Throughout the day, Sasuke moved with a grace and focus that belied his age. Whether it was chakra control exercises or taijutsu drills, he completed each task flawlessly. His outstanding performance did not go unnoticed. Awestruck murmurs spread through the classrooms as the name Uchiha Sasuke echoed, setting a new standard. On the other side of the spectrum was Naruto, the blonde whirlwind of energy, enthusiasm, and, unfortunately, failure. Every task seemed an uphill battle for him, and each failure was met with smirks and jeers from his classmates. Yet, Naruto, unfazed by the constant ridicule, kept pushing forward, his indomitable spirit shining through. At the end of the day, Sasuke, with a sense of purpose, walked over to Naruto, who was venting his frustration on a poor, defenseless tree stump. "Naruto," Sasuke began, keeping his tone calm and composed, "would you like to be friends?" Caught off guard, Naruto was quick to hide his surprise under a blanket of defensiveness. "You think you're all that, don't you, Sasuke?" he retorted, his voice laced with envy. "Everyone likes you, you're good at everything. I don't need to be friends with someone like you." The underlying loneliness in Naruto's bravado was all too familiar to Sasuke. It was a poignant reflection of their past, a past he intended to change this time around. Armed with the knowledge of the future, Sasuke knew not to back down. He wouldn't give up on Naruto. In his mind, he replied to the adult Naruto, "Well, I guess we need to work a little harder this time to win the younger you over, don't we?" Days rolled into weeks, and a pattern started to emerge in Sasuke's routine. Every day after their classes, Sasuke would join Naruto on the academy grounds. They would sit under the shade of a large tree, sharing their meals. Naruto's lunch usually consisted of an overabundance of ramen cups, while Sasuke would bring a bento prepared by his mother. They exchanged their meals, and with each shared meal, the ice between them began to thaw. During these meals, Sasuke would often strike up conversations, and Naruto, albeit reluctantly at first, began to open up. He shared stories of his daily pranks, his encounters with the villagers, and his dreams. The dream that shone the brightest among all was his ambition to become Hokage. "I want the whole village to respect me," Naruto declared, a fiery determination in his eyes. His words resonated with Sasuke, reminding him of their past, of their shared dreams, and of the promises he made to himself in this new life. Sasuke offered a warm smile to his friend. "I believe in you, Naruto. I know you'll become a great Hokage." Naruto's eyes widened at the genuine trust and belief Sasuke expressed. It was a rare experience for the young Naruto, who was used to receiving mostly scorn and ridicule from the villagers. However, Sasuke didn't stop there. He added, "But remember, the path to becoming Hokage is not easy, Naruto. You have to train hard, work on your skills, and most importantly, you have to believe in yourself." "But I'm not good at anything, Sasuke," Naruto confessed, his voice a little shaky. "That's not true, Naruto. You're strong, and you never give up. That's more important than any jutsu," Sasuke comforted him. "And besides," he continued, "how about we train together? We can help each other become stronger." Naruto's eyes sparkled with surprise and excitement at Sasuke's proposal. A wide grin spread across his face. "You mean it, Sasuke?" Sasuke nodded. Of course. Let's make your dream come true together, Naruto. In Sasuke's heart, he knew that this was only the beginning of their renewed bond. There was a long road ahead, but they would walk it together, just like they did in their past life. And this time, they would overcome all the trials that came their way. Under the vibrant sunset, Sasuke sat next to Naruto, watching him struggle with the clone jutsu. Naruto's brow furrowed in concentration, his hand seals were precise, but the jutsu fell apart as soon as it took form. Naruto gritted his teeth in frustration. I can't get this clone jutsu right, he grumbled, scowling at his failed attempts. Sasuke nodded, his gaze thoughtful. You won't get it right if you keep going this way, he replied, making Naruto's head snap in his direction. What do you mean I won't get it right? Naruto demanded, defensive and a bit hurt. Of course I will. I just need to keep practicing. Sasuke quickly held up his hand to calm Naruto down. I didn't mean it that way, Naruto. It's not about how much you practice. It's about understanding why you're failing. Naruto looked confused, but his anger faded, replaced by a spark of curiosity. What do you mean? He asked. Sasuke drew a deep breath, ready to explain. You have a vast amount of chakra, Naruto, way more than I do and much more than any normal ninja our age. When I perform the clone jutsu, it's like scooping up a stone from a small pond. But for you, it's like trying to pick up a single grain of sand from an ocean. Naruto looked perplexed as he tried to comprehend Sasuke's analogy. Sasuke continued, with so much chakra, it's difficult for you to control the exact amount needed for the clone jutsu. It's like trying to pick up that single grain of sand without scooping up the water around it. You end up channeling too much chakra into your jutsu, and that's why it fails. Naruto stared at Sasuke in stunned silence. The explanation made sense. It was like a ray of light shining through the clouds of his confusion. But he still needed more guidance. So, how do I fix it? Naruto asked, hope lacing his words. Sasuke regarded Naruto with empathy. It's not exactly fair for you, Naruto. It might take years for you to master the level of control needed for such a small jutsu. Naruto frowned, mulling over Sasuke's words. So, how do I do it then? Sasuke nodded, glad that Naruto was taking his advice to heart. You need to utilize a jutsu that requires more chakra. That way, you'll be picking up a stone out of your ocean of chakra rather than a grain of sand. It's easier to control. Naruto looked at Sasuke, a hopeful glimmer in his eyes. Do you know such a jutsu? Sasuke replied, yes, I do. However, it's not safe for me to use it. I don't have the vast chakra reserves like you do. Using it would drain me completely. But this jutsu, it's perfect for you, Naruto. Naruto leaned in closer, eagerly anticipating the revelation. What is it, Sasuke? Sasuke leaned back, a small, satisfied smile on his face. It's called the Shadow Clone Jutsu, Naruto. As the day faded into twilight, Sasuke managed to teach Naruto the basic principles of the Shadow Clone Jutsu. As Naruto practiced, Sasuke watched, a satisfied smile playing on his lips. Sasuke, look. I can do it. I made 10. Naruto exclaimed, eyes wide as he looked at the small army of Naruto clones standing beside him. The Naruto clones grinned back at him, thumbs up in unison. Sasuke nodded, pleased at Naruto's progress. Good job, Naruto. But remember what I told you, I can make only one shadow clone and maintain it for a few minutes at best. You, on the other hand, can create 10 and maintain them for much longer. Naruto looked back at his clones, his smile faltering a bit. But that's because I have more chakra, right? Yes, Naruto. You're not weak. The academy just isn't teaching you in a way that suits your abilities, Sasuke reassured him. I'm sorry, Naruto, but with your vast chakra reserves, I don't think you'll ever master the regular clone jutsu. On the other hand, no one else can use the shadow clone jutsu to the extent that you can. As Sasuke's words sunk in, Naruto's face transformed from confusion to understanding. His blue eyes glistened with unshed tears. All these years, he believed himself to be a failure, incapable of mastering even the most basic jutsu. But now he realized that it wasn't his fault, he was different, not lesser. I understand now, Sasuke, Naruto managed to choke out, wiping away his tears. Thank you. As the last ray of sunlight disappeared over the horizon, Naruto stood tall, surrounded by his clones. He was not a failure. He was just different. And with Sasuke by his side, he was ready to prove his worth to the world. Anticipation filled the room as Sasuke led his guest into the Uchiha household. Mother, father, Itachi, he began, his voice steady but filled with uncharacteristic nervousness, I've invited my friend Naruto over for dinner. At first, a spark of joy lit up in Fugaku and Mikoto's eyes. Their younger son, so often seen as reserved and somewhat distant, was finally showing signs of a normal childhood. Even Itachi's usual stoic expression softened slightly at Sasuke's words. Fugaku was the first to respond. Well, that's good to hear, Sasuke. We're glad to see you making friends, he started, his voice filled with a sense of relief. Yes, Mikoto chimed in, her motherly instincts kicking in. Why don't you bring your friend in, Sasuke? I'll set an extra plate. A sense of dread lingered at the pit of Sasuke's stomach as he gestured for Naruto to come inside. As Naruto entered the room, the expressions on Fugaku and Mikoto's faces changed almost instantly from warm welcoming to a cold fear. It was as if Naruto had a dark aura around him, invisible to Sasuke and Itachi but painfully apparent to their parents. Fugaku was the first to recoil, shock and fear plastered on his face. Sasuke, he sputtered, he's the... Sasuke cut him off, yes, father. Naruto is the child who holds the nine tails, but that doesn't define him. He's just a boy, like us. Mikoto tried to intervene, her face pale. Sasuke, dear, you must understand, during the Nine Tails attack, you didn't. No, mother, Sasuke countered firmly, stepping protectively in front of Naruto. I've seen what Naruto goes through every day. He's not the Nine Tails, he's a child who's been alienated just like we Uchihas have. We of all people should understand. The room fell silent as Fugaku and Mikoto wrestled with Sasuke's words. Itachi, who had been quiet till now, surprised everyone when he spoke. Sasuke is correct, he declared calmly. We've blamed a child for events beyond his control. It's time we correct our mistake. Sasuke looked at his elder brother, shocked and grateful. Itachi's support was unexpected, but welcome. He turned to Naruto, meeting his wide-eyed look of surprise with a small, reassuring smile. Despite the chaos of the evening, they had taken the first step towards changing the future. And for Sasuke, that was enough.